Hi guys, this is Ray from Diablo3blog.com. This is the fourth and final part of my monk run through in the beta. Again, I'm going to let most of the talking be carried out by the monk, and the lovely moves you get at level 8 and beyond. Again, this video is going to be quite long. It's a full run through of one of the sections of the first act, but I think it's important that I do one of these at least. I don't think it's necessary for all classes, but you get an idea of the kind of progression, the increase in power you'll experience. But I haven't done a full run before, so I thought it was important to get a video up there. It just so happened to be the monk that was the run that I completed first when I was recording. I have a Demon Hunter run, but as I say, I don't think it's necessary to put in another series of 4 15 or 20 minute videos. What I will do is go through each of the classes at level 13 this week coming, so the week before the end of the beta, and give you guys a bit of commentary on some of the common skills that I find myself using and the rune combinations that I find very attractive.
The gods strike through me.
I think I mentioned the word map tile in my last video and didn't particularly explain it. What I mean by that is any kind of area in Diablo 3 and Diablo 2 is made up of a section of tiles that are random. There are certain tiles that always have to be there because they contain quest furthering events, but most of the time in game tiles will be random every time you play through, which is good stuff because Diablo is about progressing through one storyline, enjoying it, and then perfecting your class and character by going through that storyline again on higher difficulties and repeating the highest difficulty that you can do until you get the finest gear. If the map layout wasn't randomized in any way, then that would become quite dull quite soon. And of course this lends itself to difficulty in deciding which the most efficient section of the game will be in terms of leveling or in terms of profiting. You might find that two very profitable or very experience rich map tiles will appear together in one run through. You will make a mental note to come back and check, and when you do come back, it's entirely different. Blizzard are pushing us towards playing game sessions in Act form, so you would do the entirety of Act 1 in an hour or 2, and that will give you more benefits than trying to do one map tile and leaving and loading up again, such as trying to do Den of the Fallen over and over again.
Maintain your incantation. Your magic is weak.
Having said that, there probably will be areas, for example in the beta the Royal Crypts are considered the very best area for making gold. You smashed all the ash pots with some reasonable gold find gear on and you get gold at quite a good rate. That's only if you're seeking gold, though. If you're seeking magic items, there you wouldn't get the Nephilim Valor buff that they'll be bringing out by killing rares. Simply by smashing pots in the Royal Crypts and going through the events that are triggered there, you don't get that much in terms of equipment. The magical did. It is just the most efficient for gold. But if you find that you only have 15 or 20 minutes per session and you want to do something profitable, then an area like that is probably where you'll focus on, as opposed to trying to play through the first act, which lasts an hour or two, and getting to the first mini boss. there's going to be a lot of flexibility in what you decide to do. If you want to equate it to World of Warcraft and the options you have when you log in there to fill your time, you could do that. You get the options of doing, or you will have the options of doing PvP. Although we don't know yet what the rewards will be for doing that. There'll be plenty of bragging rights at stake, no doubt. But aside from that, I mean, if we're looking strictly at making profits in Diablo 3, which I think is a very dull view. I mean, I want to make some cash, and that's the goal. That's the main novelty. But the game is awesome. I'd rather just play and be thankful for what I get by trading the market smartly than focus entirely on farming mindlessly to get profit. I don't think behaving like a bot would be that much fun. I mean, that's the reason they're automated. They're doing things that a human wouldn't want to do over and over again. There was some news today on Diablo fans about people's concerns about botting again. It is a concern that if someone figures out how to bot on a massive scale, it will damage the economy, but I think Blizzard are going to make sure that that doesn't happen. I mean, they've got a lot of vested interest in the RMAH and the gold auction house. They can't let that crash down. Of course, most of the botters you would talk to who don't talk in the most public forums would say that their plan, or the plans of the competent botter that they know is going to help them out, is to keep the bot programs quite private. In that sense, Blizzard won't catch those, and there will be, I think there will always be the botting element in this game. Some people getting things easier than you are and making a bit more money in that sense. And that's really up to Blizzard. There's nothing we can do about that apart from continue on and hope that it doesn't reach a massive scale, like it did in Diablo 2 at one point.
Never be forgiven. Thank you for your aid. I will go with you on your hunt for the Skeleton King, but there is one condition. If we find the sacred tomes of my order, they are mine.
Your books have no worth to me. They are yours.
Then onwards we go to fight the Skeleton King. It is good to fight with you again. A useful skill. By all that is holy, do you see that enemy over there? Could we find more like that? tried to count how many we've killed, but I've lost track.
This is the section I was talking about, the Royal Crypts. Plenty of destructible and interactive objects that give you gold. Which is great if gold is what you're after. If the price of gold plummets, you might not be seeking gold directly, but rather indirectly. By this I mean that gold's prices might plummet, but something else that is worth gold might become much more valuable. And you can convert that into a greater amount of gold and sell it.
Do not fear the light.
Evil knows not day or night.
But the light is both a literal and figurative foe of evil.
But it's an interesting thing in itself, this concept of gold during launch week being at its most valuable and then reaching an all-time low and perhaps climbing a little bit again. I'm still a bit undecided about what gold is going to do. Certainly I can't imagine 1,000 gold being worth close to $10, which is what it sits at the moment in the beta. Simply because the further people progress through the game, the more gold is dropped by enemies and the more gold find you will find on gear. At the same time, a lot of predictions seem a little bit too pessimistic for me. For example, you might read about individuals who claim that gold will drop as low as $1 million per dollar. It's certainly not beyond the realms of possibility. But I don't think that gold will drop to $1 million per dollar if it takes a player 4 hours to gather 1 million gold. Again, it's something that's very much in Blizzard's hands, and I think I've blogged about it before. There's nothing a player can do about the demand for gold on a market-wide scale. That demand will be dictated by the gold sinks that Blizzard has put into the game. It will be interesting to see.
Brave beneath the endless tide.
Level 9 is when you unlock the 4th skill category. And that tends to make things really interesting. You get 4 active skills to work with at a time,
Often I am sent to find them and punish them.
which feels like quite a lot. I mean, I have several favourite skills that I like to hit a lot. But you tend to find that you will build your own combos that you find are effective.
You will never defeat me.
Right now that I have Lashing Tail Kick, Ruined to Vulture Claw Kick, Dashing Strike, Fists of Thunder, Ruined to Thunderclap, and Deadly Reach, Ruined to Piercing Trident. I find that I use Deadly Reach, Piercing Trident if I'm already surrounded by enemies. If I need to reach an enemy, I will use Fists of Thunder or Dashing Strike. Dashing Strike of course requires Spirit, and so if I have no Spirit I must use Fists of Thunder. And once I'm surrounded with a large pack and I have enough Spirit, I use Vulture Claw Kick, which launches people back, and therefore I can repeat the process. Closing the gap, charging some Spirit with Deadly Reach, which is a pretty reasonable AoE, single hit, double hit, triple hit, and then using Vulture Claw Kick again. The amount of skills on offer is something interesting in itself. The combinations you can have active at any one point are quite substantial. Probably not so much as the likes of World of Warcraft, where you might have 30 skills available. But in reality, whenever you're healing, tanking or DPSing, you have a rotation that consists of seldom more than 6 active skills. But I think that in itself will be interesting in Diablo 3, because you will have to build a sensible set of skills, because of course you'll be punished if you change skills midway through a playthrough. You will lose your Nephilim Valor buff, so although you can change skills very quickly in and out, you will want to settle on something that you like, that you find useful, and doing that's going to be a lot of fun. Sampling each skill, sampling the combinations of skills, and the many rune options. I'm looking forward to that.
Not enough spirit. I don't have enough spirit. I need spirit.
So another beta run through is just about to finish. The Skeleton King has not got much health left. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. It was fun to play. I don't know how fun it is to just watch. But now you've seen the full beta in one playthrough, split across 4 videos. And that's basically what I've been doing for the past 5 or 6 months. And in that time it hasn't got boring. So my plans for this week involve some final experimentation with the auction house before the beta closes. Some more recording of action before the beta closes, specifically of each class at a high level, at least 10. And a lot more Diablo 3 related work. There's a lot of projects going on at the moment. Some that I'm not quite ready to show you yet, But for example, the Nick Kenyon interview was one of the things that I was working on. That was a good experience. So I hope you guys enjoy the direction the site is going in and these videos that I'm putting up. As always, give me feedback in the comments below or on the blog, and sign up for up-to-date information, tips, videos, all that kind of content that goes to my subscriber list. Thanks for watching. This has been Ray from Diablo3blog.com.